So I do a ton of reading and studying and going off and learning myself because I'm a big proponent of learning constantly. I'm involved with coaching. I get coached myself.
Okay.
And I bring what I've learned in coaching back to our agents and our franchisees.
My name is Kevin McIntosh, and this is The Closing Table, where we talk to experts about their experience in real estate all across the country. Let's go. Welcome back to The Closing Table. I am your host, Kevin C. McIntosh, and joining us today on this very special in-studio episode, we have the pleasure of speaking with Shelley Frody. How you doing, Shelley?
I'm doing wonderful.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Being in the studio, we rarely get this, but we have a special treat today.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about real estate.
Yep.
And this is a different episode because we're talking about owning a franchise more specifically.
Right.
So we're definitely going to tailor things around a little bit different, but we're going to start it off the same. Yeah. Icebreaker. For you, I have one called This or That. It's essentially exactly what it sounds like. I have a few sentences all related to real estate, but they're incomplete. They have some blanks. So I need you to fill those in with whatever context makes sense. You ready?
Yep.
All right. First one. My favorite thing about being a franchisor is blank.
I would say my favorite thing is helping my franchisees be successful in building their businesses.
Very fulfilling, right?
Yeah.
I bet. Second one, blank makes a franchise more valuable.
I would say solid systems and tools that are proven to make the franchisee successful. Okay.
Last one. Blank is the most undermined value about being with a franchise.
Probably the community aspect of owning a franchise.
Right.
You get the larger community of people that can help support you and give you ideas, people from other areas of the state or the country that are in the exact same boat as you.
Correct.
And having that community of people that you can bounce ideas off from.
Makes sense. Gotta love it. Well, thank you starting off with our icebreaker and things of that nature. So now I like to take this time for our guests to really separate themselves from their career.
Yeah.
If you can, in about 60 seconds or less, so just take your time. Who is Shelley outside of real estate?
Outside of real estate? Well, I'm a wife and I'm a mom. I love to decorate. I love to have projects that I'm working on all the time.
Okay.
That kind of fun stuff.
There it is.
And my husband is in real estate as well. I got into real estate first, and then he joined me.
Okay. And
now he's runs our 3 brokerages, which are underneath the umbrella of City to Shore National.
Got you. Nice, beautiful. Okay. So let's get into that. You mentioned that you have a few franchise locations already. Can you speak on the locations that you're currently serving with those brokerages? Yeah.
So most all of our locations are in Michigan.
Okay.
And we have one in Florida.
Oh, all right.
Several other people we're talking to in different states. It is a long process.
I imagine.
To bring on franchisees. But we are looking to expand into other states. But in Michigan, we've got 12 locations and one in Florida. So,
wow, nice. Yeah. That's work right there.
Yeah, that is work.
That's work. Can you talk about City to Shore, the name? How did that name come about?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So before we even started City to Shore, when my husband got into real estate, we had decided that, people knew who Shelley Frody was in real estate. And then Steve was joining me, but we really wanted to brand ourselves. And we had lived on Inland Lake at the time, and we our brand was the Lake Lifestyle Specialist.
Oh, okay.
And that happened right before the downturn in the market where like the bottom fell out. And there
Are we
was,
talking about 07, 08?
yes,
Okay.
billions of houses on the market at one time. And because we had created that niche, those were the houses, because they tended to be on the higher end. Those were the houses that weren't selling.
Got you. Okay.
And then people would think, well, you don't want to do my little foreclosure thing or short sale thing because you only sell the big lakefront houses. And I'm like, no, I sell everything. So we knew back then that we did not want to have a name that would limit us. Right. And when we started our own company, we didn't want to have Steve and Shelley Frody Real Estate, because we knew that someday we were going to either sell the company or expand by way of franchising. So we wanted to pick a name that would not limit and have mass appeal.
Nice.
And so City to Shore means that you can sell real estate from the city all the way to the shore.
Ooh,
and
I love it.
Doesn't matter what it is.
I love hearing stories like that. Bring it full circle.
Absolutely.
As you were telling that, I was like, oh, I see it coming. I see it coming. So good. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And our first office was in Hudsonville, Michigan, which is like halfway between Grand Rapids, which is the big city, and Lake Michigan, the shore. So it kind of had that little tongue-in-cheek thing going on
so
too.
Many different ways.
There's so many layers.
Okay, nice. Beautiful. Thank you for bringing that full circle. We appreciate that. So talk about what makes your franchise stand out and what makes it so much different from other franchises in that market. Right.
So there's a lot of franchises to choose from, and everybody knows the big name franchises that are out there that have been around forever. Okay, you've got the, I'm not saying this to pick on any of them, but the Remaxes and the Coldwell Bankers and the Keller Williams and Berkshire Hathaway, Century 21, all really big companies that have been around for a long time.
Correct.
And what we found is that they had, when we started 5 years ago, they were having a really hard time shifting some of their processes that they had because they were so big. And when we started, we were so small and nimble that we could really build what was necessary right from the very beginning.
Correct.
So a lot of the stuff that we did right in the very beginning had all of that in mind. We knew what our competition was going to be. And so when we built City to Shore, we took all of that knowledge and built what we have today.
Very smart, very wise, I should say. So I got to kind of piggyback off of that and ask you, at the moment, you were looking at yourself as a smaller brand compared to the bigger ones and seeing the different moves that you can make as a result of that. I would only assume that your goal is to get as big as possible to become one of those larger ones. So how will you pretty much maintain that execution of your plans and things of that nature on that smaller scale, even when you're, becoming a larger scale business?
Yeah. So very early on, and I encourage people to go on to the City to Shore website. We have our creed on the website. So that is one of the things that we did right away, because we knew if we were going to build the company bigger and scale it, like it's really easy when you have just your one little brokerage and you're working with your agents, and to really have a handle on, who are these people that are working for you, and keeping them all in line and making sure that they have the same goals and aspirations and treat people the way we want them to treat people.
Correct.
So we developed our company creed, and it's too long for me just to recite it, but it's amazing. And it talks about, how we want to treat people with respect and put their needs before our own, and how we as a company serve our agents, and all those different aspects of building a real estate business.
There you go.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, I can see that. It gives you the foundation. Anytime you feel like you're getting lost, it gives you something to go back to refer and be like, okay, this is where we are. This is who we are.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Right.
And the cool thing about it is we can use that as the bar, you know?
Yeah.
And so when I'm interviewing people that want to be a franchisee, or if our franchisees are interviewing people that want to be a real estate agent, do they measure up to this bar?
Correct. Yeah.
And if they don't, are they going to fit with the company? Or the other thing is when somebody is working for you and there's an issue that comes up, you can always refer back to the creed and say, does this really fit in with
good point.
what we're all about? And if it doesn't, sometimes that means that you may have to let somebody go, but it makes it really easy because we do have that standard.
Correct. And you have to protect your culture, right?
Absolutely.
You know, the environment that you're building, the productivity and everything that contributes to it, you have to protect that. So
Absolutely.
I get it 100%.
Because if you don't, the good agents that are with you are not going to respect you, and they're not going to want to stay around.
Spoken like a true professional.
Yeah.
The tools and the resources that your franchises provide to the real estate brokers and associate brokers. Can you speak on that?
Yeah.
What are the tools and the resources that puts them in a position for success?
Yeah, there's so many, but I'll speak to 2 or 3 of them. Okay. One of them that we built very early on, we knew that we would want to have something that would help our franchisees grow their business.
Right.
How do they grow their business? They need to get agents to come work with them. As one person, it's really hard because you're running a brokerage, you're probably selling real estate yourself, and to have that time to go out and build relationships with other real estate agents and bring them into your company.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. So what can we do as a franchise that will incentivize not just the franchisees, but the agents that they hire to bring agents to come work for us? And what we did is we built this program called REAP, or it's called, that's the short name for Real Estate Advantage Plan.
Okay.
And what it does is, let's say you're a real estate agent that works for me, and you absolutely love working at City to Shore.
I love it.
And you are having coffee with somebody that you met that you did another transaction with. They're working for another company, and they're talking to you and moaning about all the bad things that they don't like about their company.
Right.
And you're like, what incentive do you have to introduce them to your broker besides the fact that you love City Shore?
Right.
Do you have any incentive?
Well, yeah, obviously, because they don't like where they are now. So.
Well, but and the incentive net is now that they would be at a better company. But do you have any financial incentive?
I don't know. Would it be like a referral type of?
A lot of times real estate companies will do that. They will say to their agents, if you refer another agent to me, we'll pay you $1,000 referral fee.
Oh, okay.
Pretty nice, right?
There's the incentive. Yeah.
Okay. Well, with us, it's not just a one and done $1,000 referral fee. You get a small percentage of what the broker's split is.
Really?
Okay. So if, let's say the agent's on a 70-30 split.
Right.
Okay. And the broker, and agents can be on all different kinds of split depending on their production. But let's just say they're on a 70-30. The broker's getting 30%.
Okay.
A portion of what the broker is getting is set aside for REAP.
Oh.
Now, if the broker brought that person into the real estate company, the broker keeps all that. They keep their 30% portion and they keep the REAP portion. But if you bring somebody into the company and you work under me, the broker, I've already set aside a little bit of money and I'm going to share it with you. Oh. And I'm going to share it with you up to whatever that person's cap is. So let's say that person's cap is at $18,000 in a year. The portion that I set aside, you could make anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 that year for bringing somebody into City to Shore.
Wow, okay.
And the cool thing is, once they reach their cap, it's going to restart on their anniversary date, and it happens again the next year.
Oh, okay.
And the next year.
Oh,
and the next year.
It's really not a one-time
and
thing.
the next year.
Oh, wow.
And the next year. It's building a passive income.
Correct. Yes.
Within real estate.
Yes.
Is what it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How can you not
Yes.
how can you not go for that at
Absolutely.
that point? Right?
I mean, it's an amazing thing because now you get to build your real estate portfolio, selling and buying homes with clients.
Correct.
But you can bring other people in and build a passive income. And you don't even realize when they sell a house and all of a sudden money's showing up in your account, right?
When I'm sleeping,
yeah, that's sleeping
that.
money, right?
Right.
You know, you wake up and your account's bigger. That's great. So
nice. All right, good. So if you heard that, make sure you reach out. Yeah, because that's a great deal right there.
Yeah,
Can't
absolutely.
beat
So that's one.
that. Okay. I
got more.
Please, let's go.
I got more. We also built a proprietary software system.
Okay.
And that software system, what it does is I started out with REAP because you have to have a way to compute all that.
Right.
So the software system does all that for the brokers. When they receive a closing package after the closing table, right? They get a closing package from their real estate agent. That package has to be processed, right?
Okay.
So normally somebody would, they'd hand it to the office staff, and to process a real estate package, we found takes anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour to process that whole thing by hand. Yeah. Okay. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. It sounds
You got to file everything. You got to do this, that. You got to keep track of stats. You got to pay everybody. We built a software that all they have to do is get that closing file checklist in the package. And probably within 10 minutes of punching information in the computer, that transaction is closed out and processed. Everybody in the transaction, including the broker, the real estate agent, if there was any referral partners, and anybody that's in the REAP line gets paid through ACH within 24 to 48 hours.
Wow.
So it saves the broker time.
Streamline.
And it streamlines everything. Now it saves their admin time, and their admin has more time to go out and do other things that help the brokerage grow.
Yeah. Nowadays it's about efficiency.
It is.
In business. I mean, with the incorporation of AI and all other technology.
Yeah.
Save time.
Right.
You save time, you're saving money. If you get, or you have the opportunity to make money.
Yeah.
So I get that. That's a great way to incorporate technology into that. Great.
I have one more if you want one.
Oh, come on. This is the place for it.
So the other thing that we did, and this really came out of our first year in business. So I'll tell you a little bit of a backstory first. We started the business on February 3rd of 2011.
Okay.
And on February 7th, our youngest daughter was diagnosed with AML leukemia.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She's fine.
Okay.
She is cancer-free.
Oh,
and
good.
Living her best life. But at the time, it was horrible.
Yeah.
She was put into the hospital. She was put under for about 3 weeks. We did not know if she was going to make it. And at that point, here we just started our brand new business, our company. It was Steve and I and Rennie, who you've met.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He was the agent that followed us from the other company. It was just us. And we're like, okay, we need to make money, and this is going to be our new normal. So how are we going to do this? So basically, I stepped away from the business for about a year. Steve concentrated on the business. I concentrated on our daughter.
Oh, right. Okay.
During that time, though, my sister was working for us as an admin, not licensed as a real estate agent. So she stepped in and filled in the gaps of me not being there. Yes. Problem was she wasn't licensed. So she couldn't do the same things that I could do. So between her and my husband, Steve, they came up with a process of how they were going to manage this whole thing. And through that year, they came up with such a good process that the following year, my husband went from 30 transactions that first year in business. The following year, he did 110.
Ooh.
All because of the processes we put in place.
Wow.
Today, we use that very same system and we make it available to all of our agents. No matter if they're a brand new agent coming into the business or an agent that's been around forever, they get full use of our agent support system, and it frees their time up to go out and do more profitable activities.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love saving time. I love it. I love that. Nice.
Yeah.
Even more benefits, right?
Absolutely.
Sure.
I got more, but I should probably let you go on.
No, perfect though. Perfect though. So if you do want to hear more, you know who to reach out to first and foremost. Can we talk about the benefits of joining a franchise model as opposed to being a part of an independent real estate brokerage?
Absolutely. So I got to love my independent brokerages that are out there. I give them so much credit.
Of course.
Because it is a lot of work. And I feel like I did that for a while because I started up as an independent first and built our model before we started franchising. So I completely understand their desire to go out there and get it and build it. The problem is they're recreating the wheel every single time that somebody does that. And in most people that have this entrepreneurial mindset, that's what they love about it. But the advantage of partnering with a franchise is that they get all those systems and tools handed to them on a silver platter, and then they can go out there and just grow because everything's put into place for them right on day one.
Nice. See, I didn't really understand the difference between an independent real estate brokerage and a franchisee or franchise, I should say. But I'm understanding now is the main difference is the independent is just that one location of where they are, and the franchise would be growing that independent to different locations and different markets and things of that nature. So yes, you did start there. So the advice that she's given is definitely legit. She's coming from both perspectives.
Absolutely.
So we gotta honor and respect that also. How do you assist franchisees in establishing and growing their client base? And what marketing strategies or tools do you provide for that?
So that we do a lot of marketing training. We've also, one of our other systems that we've built a whole online education platform that's is accessible 24/7, mobile base for agents. All kinds of marketing materials on there that they can use for social media. We've also partnered with KV Core. And I don't know if you're familiar with the KV Core websites, but every agent gets a KV Core website, which also has the whole CRM and everything built into it. And then through KV Core, there's so many things that they can do to generate that business through social media marketing, all that kind of stuff. So nice.
Social media is the way. You gotta learn that. Different platforms coming. The crazy thing to me, I would do research on some agents and they would have no online presence whatsoever.
I know.
In 2023.
I know. I don't know how they do that.
I can understand. Okay, maybe it's not a necessity. I get it, but it's my question is, how are you successful if you don't have any online presence? So to learn that is one of those key factors in success nowadays. And you have those tools and resources over at City to Shore too. So definitely want to make sure we put that information out. Can you share a story of maybe a specific franchise that has been doing particularly well and how you've seen their growth from starting off to becoming very successful?
So as I mentioned before, we have our own 3 brokerage locations. One of our very first franchisees also grew from 1 location to now 3 as well. They're up in the northern area. I'll talk about them just because they're amazing. and I don't want to like discount any of our other franchisees because they are amazing too. They're all great.
Yes.
But just the fact that they're one of our very first, they are the very first franchisee, and they started in Lake City, and then they opened up Manton and Cadillac. I don't know if it was in that order, but they have Lake City, Manton, and Cadillac, and lots of agents that are working for them. And actually one of our top producing agents in the entire company is out of their Manton office. And she did well over 20 million in volume last year out of Manton, Michigan. Yeah. Crazy.
Wow, 20 million. Yeah, that goes to show that she has the right tools and resources in order to succeed, right?
They're all at City to Shore.
Right. That's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yep.
So how do you stay up to date with the latest industry trends and regulations, and how are you ensuring that your franchisees are also kept up to date?
Yeah. So I do a ton of reading and studying and going off and learning myself because I'm a big proponent of learning constantly. I'm involved with coaching. I get coached myself.
Okay.
And I bring what I've learned in coaching back to our agents and our franchisees. Last year, we did our very first convention as a company, and it was amazing.
Nice.
We did that in Holland. We had it in Holland. I can't remember the name of it was the Hayworth Hotel is where we did it. Okay.
Well, congratulations on the success of that event.
Yep. We brought, I don't know if anyone will know his name, but you got to go research him. His name is Satema Ghali. Okay. He played football for the New England Patriots, won the Super Bowl. He knows, what's that other guy's name that plays for them, the quarterback?
Mac Jones?
No.
Currently? Not Tom Brady. No.
Tom Brady. He knows Tom Brady well. I'm not a football fan, so I don't really care. I know Satema.
She knows
Satema's
real estate.
Cool. I know real estate and I know Satema. But Satema's awesome, and he came in and really took our franchisees and our agents under his wing, and it was absolutely amazing. I'm in the process of planning our second annual convention that's going to be happening in January 2024 at the Sheraton in Grand Rapids.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what essentially happens there? Is it just motivation going there and people sharing knowledge, that type of thing? Okay.
Yeah, so we like to do equal parts real estate knowledge and then life and mindset training. Because if you do not have a healthy mindset and a healthy life and a healthy body, you cannot go out and be successful as a real estate agent. So we do equal parts training on those topics and subjects in our convention.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Not too many employers are really even focused about that balance. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you are, tip my hat off to you for that.
Yeah.
My hat off for that. What is the process of selecting new franchisees, and what qualities or qualifications do you look for in those candidates?
That's a fun thing. So we really, we've nailed this down. We really have like an 8-step process that we take franchisees through. The interesting thing about selling franchises, before I even started it, I had no idea how difficult it would really be because I'm looking for a needle in a haystack. First of all, they got to want to own a business.
Yeah, right.
Second of all, they have to be licensed as a real estate broker to own a real estate franchise. Okay. And then if they have that, they need to fit our culture and have our morals and ethics. So I'm really, really, really looking for that, a very, very small percentage of the population.
Right.
So we take them through an 8-step process. Part of that process is we're really interviewing them, getting to know them, what their needs are, who they are as a person. Do they have the same, morals and standards and work ethic that we do? The same want to pour into people and to help people grow their businesses, because that's really all a broker should be doing, is growing their agents. So we find that out in our first couple of steps. Then we go through a step where now we have them fill out an application. We need to know if they have the money to be able to do that.
True.
And then once we have that, we send them our franchise disclosure documents. This is where the FTC comes in. Selling a franchise is much like selling a stock, and we are all regulated by the FTC.
Yep.
Not fun at all. I didn't have any idea about this when I got started. Been a big learning curve.
That's hilarious. Yeah, you're doing with big government.
Yeah. So anyways, they get our FTD, and they have 2 weeks to review that with their lawyer. They can come back and ask us questions about it. We really can't change much in it,
right.
But we can tweak a few little things here and there. Once they do that, then we invite them to come for what we call a discovery day. And at the discovery day, they actually come to our world headquarters in Hudsonville. And we, go out to dinner. We take them around to some of our locations. The next day, we do an in-depth, deep dive into all of our systems and tools, have them meet our staff and our people. We're getting to know them as much as they're getting to know us. And at the end of it, it's a mutual decision. Like, we'll decide, do we want to award this person a franchisee? And if we do, then they have the opportunity to say yes or no.
Right.
So,
okay. Yeah, really, it has to be a fit for both.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, there it is. A process.
It's a process, like everything else.
But it gets you the candidate that is most qualified for your company and your brand. So there it is. Speaking of that, can you talk about how you foster a sense of community amongst your franchisees with the different locations, the different personalities?
I know. Well, with today's technology and everything that we have with Zoom and Teams meetings and stuff like that, we do have regular meetings where we bring all of our franchisees together and do those kinds of things, different stuff like that. And then, of course, our bigger convention event, we do that once a year, and then we do 2 roundtable events during the year, which are virtual roundtables where not only the franchisees can come, but all of the agents are invited.
Oh, okay.
And it's a virtual education event.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. But making everybody feel part of the team. Make sure no one feels like they're being left out and things like that. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Shelley, coming into the studio, literally pulling up a chair to the closing table. We appreciate it. Yeah. At this point, if you have any last words and or want to tell people how to reach out to you, please do so now.
Yeah. So you can find me on if you go to citytoshore.com, that's our website. But the best place to find me is through any of my social media stuff. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all those things. So reach out and find me there. I'll give you my phone number. It's 616-262-3947.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much again for being here, Shelley. We definitely do appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yes. And for our YouTube audience watching right now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, you know the routine. Give us that like button. We would appreciate that. Make sure you also share the content and subscribe to our channel. And if you are listening on Apple, Spotify, or any other podcast platforms, please do the same. Give us a like, a 5-star rating, and subscribe for our latest content. Shelley, I'd like to leave our audience with a question before we get out of here. Hey, audience watching right now, mostly for agents, do you prefer automated or manual underwriting, and tell us why? Leave that in the comments below. Besides that, we'll talk to you next time.